They were married for
But my oldest,
shit 7 years before I was born.
he's fit, he's really strong.
Scott is.
We were married 4.
Terry's fit.
Dad just turned 77.
There's another step I.
22nd of August.
Did you, read that article on the marriages today of Bonnie and John Cox? You get the paper today?
She got it, but I didn't look at it. Could've killed 4 people, been paroled.
You know what the leading cause of divorce is?
Yeah, marriage.
Hello. Okay, I'm putting the volume up there for you.
Okay,
There you are.
perfect. Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. We got you.
That thing's anchored down.
Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to the East Dubuque City Council meeting. Today is Tuesday, September 5th. I ask that you please turn your cell phones off during the meeting and also please be quiet during discussions. I also ask that anybody sitting at the table up here, please make sure that you talk into your microphones so everybody can hear you. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Justice for all.
23-0901, call to order.
Belkin.
Here.
Bergmeyer. Dagenhart. Mayor Digman.
Here.
Fleur.
Here.
Meyer.
Here.
Roby.
Here.
Attorney Hess.
Here.
23-0902, possible action to approve Alderperson Jeff Bergmeyer for remote participation for up to 3 months in the city of East Dubuque.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Belkin.
Aye.
Bergmeyer.
Abstain?
Dagenhart.
Aye.
Fleur.
Aye.
Meyer.
Aye.
And Roby.
Aye.
Hey Pam,
Yeah.
just an FYI, it keeps knocking me out of the council meeting, so I'll keep trying to get in there, but it keeps knocking me out.
Okay, can you hear us okay, though?
Yes,
Okay.
Okay.
23-0903, staff reports, city manager report.
So the main focus we've had, as you know, for the last month has been on bringing our financial reports up to date. I can report good progress on that through a lot of work from the staff here at City Hall. And we managed to find a CPA with significant municipal experience, over 20 years. And we've brought her in to help oversee the process and ensure that what we've done to balance the books is done properly. So she will also coordinate with the auditors to make sure that we don't duplicate anything, but we get all the financials we need to be able to move forward with the fire station and other projects.
Thank you. Mayor's report. The only thing I wanted to touch base on is the food truck ordinance. There's been some questions on it. We do have an ordinance for food trucks. It is $250 for one day. And if somebody brings one in for a special event or it is a business, they can come to the council ahead of time and the fee could be waived. So I just wanted to let everybody know that what the ordinance is and stuff like that moving forward. So that is all I have. Alderperson report, Belkin,
Nothing tonight, Your Honor.
Bergmeyer.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if there was an update on the residential complaints that we put in for, property with garbage and debris on them. I know Jeannie mentioned some at the last meeting, I believe, and we got any progress on that?
Sure. This is Bob Seitz. We're working on some new plans so that people who are repeatedly fined without changing the situation, those fines will be increased as we go forward. Also, instead of the normal, which was assessing violations 2 or 3 times a year, those violations will be given, the violators will be given a week to address the situation. If they don't, they could be cited again. And we're also working on a plan to give people a little more time to fix the situation if they agree to commit to that.
Okay, great, thank you. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Degenhart.
Yes, how are we doing with the vacant buildings on Main Street?
As
You know what I'm talking about, Quaid, with them buildings. We gonna get on him to get this thing straightened out, or we're just gonna let the bricks keep falling off?
No, I mean, I think there has to be a plan put in place. I know there's talks of checking on different ordinances where you can put a little heat.
Doing this for a year and hasn't did anything. He just buys them and lets them sit.
Okay. We'll put that on the list.
Okay.
Fluer?
Nothing.
Meyer?
Nothing.
Roby?
I got a few things. Would it be possible, I know we get Joe Heim always, Chief Heim always gives us a report in our, we get it sent by email for a fire report. Mark's always here for doing his updates for Public Works. Can we get a monthly police report put in our packets? I do have copies of some from 2018, the way they used to do. They're real simple. I mean, it doesn't give out any private information or anything. It's just amount of tickets that were done, fuel that was used, mileage that's on there and stuff like that. Is it possible to get that put in our packet once a month?
Yes. The chief is not here tonight. He was excused for a family issue, but yeah, we can work up a report on that. Okay. And if you've got examples.
I do. I'll give you one, Bob, when I'm done. I've got one for all the council members if you want to see what they consist of when we're finished. Then, can we get our committees going? Our ordinance committee, our finance committees, utilities, civil service, stuff like that. I know we used to do them, And it's a good way, especially for like Ben and I, who are new to the council, to learn how exactly we operate our community. And it also gives us a say in what our ordinances are gonna say and, you know, going forward with finances, where we're sitting on there, even compared to the budget, stuff like that. Would that be possible?
I'm not sure how that works, because I know exactly what you're talking about, how it used to be, and then it switched to like, I think they referred to it as meeting of the whole or something. Sue, can you help us out with that?
Yeah, I can certainly look into reforming those committees, like an audit committee, ordinance committee.
Yep, yep,
We had police committees, fire,
yeah.
Yep.
city workers.
Yeah, we did civil service, we did utility, we did, economic development.
And I don't know why they ever stopped it.
Yeah, I wondered, do you know,
Well, when Loris came on, he got rid of the committees and did the committee of the whole. But normally, even when we did committees in city council, the committees only give advice to the council, and the council actually makes the decisions. That's how it always worked. So I just thought for a lot of us who don't understand or know exactly going forward what we're exactly doing, this would be a good way for new council members to learn, and for old council members to renew what they know but might have forgotten, you know?
Yeah, I believe like the way it was back in the day is you had somebody from each ward was on a committee, so each committee had one representative from each ward.
You
what
can,
time frame was it that it switched?
When Loris came on in 2019, when he was hired permanently as city manager, is when they changed it.
Yeah, I can look at that.
you can
Reestablish-
organize them by area, like law enforcement and fire, or you can organize them by issue, or so code
Right.
functions, things like that. So, you know, my advice would be that we kind of try to limit the number so people are able to focus on them. So we should probably try to come up with what are the most important ones and have a little broader reach.
Well, and I know civil service usually dealt with complaints from departments, you know, say Mark got one. Sorry, Mark, hate to do this to you, but if Mark got a complaint, it would come in front of civil service. They would decide, you know, what the repercussions would be and then go forward. Utility did all the utilities in East Dubuque ordinance, that kind of stuff. So, you know, they were pretty simple. They weren't long meetings. It would just be nice going forward if we could do that.
Sure.
And then I noticed on our spending report today, I've got quite a few questions, so please bear with me. We do there's a lot of expenditures for Visa card. Why do we do credit cards rather than purchase orders anymore? And who all has access to the credit cards?
That
Well, the police
I'll have to look into that.
department's got access to them. The city crew got access to them.
Well, that's what I mean. Does each department have a credit card, or do they have to come in and ask permission to use it?
Probably you can answer
I
that.
think we can ask Sue.
Sue,
Okay. Okay.
And right now, they have to come to me for expenditure.
Expenditures. I just wondered why we use the Visa card, because a lot of these I see in here that could probably be purchase orders, which is usually the way
Better
a lot
way to do
of,
it.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's easier to keep track of that kind of, rather than have someone bring in a receipt. So when you get the bill, you can compare the receipt to the bill. You get a purchase order, it's invoiced, it's gone. You know?
We actually have one issue with the fire department. Back a couple of years ago, when Morris first took over, he actually got the Public Works a credit card, the fire department a credit card, and the police department a credit card, and wanted us to keep it on ourself. And I never did take it out, and Joan always kept the Public Public Works credit card, and if we need anything, I just came up and got it.
Is that the way you do it too, Joe?
I have it, and then I give it out when we need to go buy something. So usually what we end up buying a lot of stuff on our Visa card is gonna be water and Powerade, batteries for our SCBA's. Most of the stuff that we buy is local on the Visa card. Every once in a while, it'll be something that we order from somebody. But for the most part, everything that we use on our Visa card is everything that's pretty much local to here, minus fire prevention supplies, because they're usually through NFPA and a couple other companies that's just easier to use the Visa card than go through the billing process. And it comes to me and I PO everything out.
Okay. That answers that question.
We can take a look at what the expenditures are for and give advice to the directors on which items they're currently buying would be better done as purchase orders.
Okay.
Which items are,
Well, and I noticed Amazon purchases and stuff like that. I didn't know, I mean, I know Amazon, I don't know about Amazon Business if they do purchase order stuff, but I know if you order something on Amazon, I see a few things on the expense report that was ordered, like shorts, boots, stuff like that.
We've
So
ordered EMS supplies on there because it's been cheap.
I did see those.
We've been ordering a lot of our EMS supplies have been ordered on Amazon because it's actually been cheaper than ordering them from EMP and a couple other places.
So you're not bound by any law that says you have to go through a certain vendor or certain distributor, Joe? No? Okay. I didn't know.
Yeah, we never, we used to always use, before Amazon, we went through, for medical supplies, we went through EMP EMP and Boundary, and they merged, so now they're together. So with Amazon, it just gave us another place
Option.
to look at something that's the exact same product for less money.
Okay. Okay. And then on the in the spending report, on page 3, there was an item bought, and it is the last line on page 3 of the payment approval report. It is Vortex Optics binoculars and miscellaneous for $3,641.94. Who would purchase something like that?
so that's the police department. Those were optics for rifles.
That's a special.
They had a breakdown in the scope for a rifle for tactical use,
Okay.
and that was approved.
Okay.
And it was out of contributed or funds, or their funds,
Okay.
not city
I
funds.
just saw that price and I went, whoa, for binoculars?
It's a sniper scope, it ain't binoculars.
What do we need a sniper scope for?
They need it on the weapon.
They weren't sniper scopes, they were red dot.
Regular ones?
How many of those did we buy in it?
I forget what the number was. It was several of them.
Okay.
They are expensive pieces.
Yeah, I was just going through this and I just thought, wow, $3,000 for a pair of binoculars, and I didn't know who ordered them, so.
You're absolutely right.
Well, I think that's when you,
I think that was my first or second day here.
yeah, and then you'd put a spending.
Yeah, that was before the spending limitation.
Okay. What was the other thing? I had a couple of questions for Mark. Mark, when you guys have, I got a lot of calls this weekend on that water break and why it wasn't being fixed over the weekend. I said, well, it's a holiday weekend. I took it that's why. But who does, do we have to go through the state for traffic control on that in order to shut a highway down?
You want to come up, Mark, so you can get on the microphone?
Pardon?
You want to come up so you can get on the mic?
What we normally do is we have to contact the state to get a permit, actually, to do any digging. One of the first questions they ask is who's doing traffic control. The state is real familiar with Selco. So what I did is I got a hold of one of the workers from Selco Monday morning.
He told me to draw out a map on how I wanted the traffic to flow, which I did. I gave it to them this morning. They got it set up pretty fast. They did a little bit of tweaking to it, but yeah, the state they just as soon see Selco putting up the traffic control.
Okay. I was just getting questions on it, and I thought maybe it was a state issue because of.
Right, and that's one of the reasons we had to let it go. This water main break came up. We were notified Saturday night of it. We went down, looked at it, Tony, and then I looked at it the following morning, seeing that it was coming up in the highway, but it was not coming up real heavy. At the time, we kind of thought it may have been a service. So, which is exactly what it was. It was an old lead service that started leaking, and it belonged to the state, to one of the properties that is state-owned. So I got to contact Wendy, and I already contacted a few people from the state, letting them know that this was their puppy.
So they're going to have to reimburse us for that?
Yes.
Okay. Then another question for you, I think this goes to you. Low-hanging wires from like MediaCom and Frontier. There's quite a few of those around town. Can we get those taken care of?
Yeah, I've been trying to find somebody from Frontier to try to have somebody. I try to get a number. If anybody can find a number or something for Frontier or who we can talk to. I know we have a bill for Frontier for the incident down by Big Ten Mart, which, Sue, did we ever get reimbursed for that? So they owe us some money for the time we spent down there. I see they did not fix Van's building yet. Frontier is just, they're just not doing nothing up around here. Over there behind Carol Vossens, I've gotten a few phone calls about low-hanging wires and actually a pole that's damn near all the way on the ground up there. And we just can't get anybody to respond.
Yeah, Delbert's called them 3 times, and they were supposed
And-
to be here last week.
Yeah,
Still,
Yeah.
I even had Joe Carroll, the board of directors down there, called them and sent them pictures and everything. The repairman, he's done the same thing for Frontier. Nothing.
Right.
Well, they're bankrupt.
Yeah.
Everybody's dropping their service.
There's quite a few low-hanging lines and
Well,
big.
they're on the ground up there behind, heading down the 300 block.
Oh, are they?
Oh, yeah, that and the cable.
behind Jim Lehman's, they're on the ground.
Well, heading west. In
Is
the,
that just Frontier, or is that part of MediaCom too?
well, it come off of Frontier's pole. The only thing that's holding it up now is the MediaCom line and the phone line running over to Moody. It runs down through that ditch there. They just won't do a damn thing about it. I called them several times. Like I say, Joe Carroll talked to them.
Bob, what do we got to do? Can we get a different company in here, like Northwestern Bell or anything? How do the city go about that?
It's hard to force a change because it's their assets that you're dealing with, but we should be able to find a state level person to that could put pressure on them.
In the telecommunications bureau.
Yeah, or commerce.
Commerce.
Yeah,
E-commerce.
I'll look for that.
Okay. And one last thing. The piles of, I don't know what it is, down on the boat ramp.
Oh, that was from last year when we did the milling of Montgomery Avenue. We were going to use them down in the flats and the alleys down there. It was hard trying to get a contractor to come in and spread them for us. I'm not sure how good they are right now. I do have somebody that might be interested. So yeah, I'd like to get them out of there.
Okay. I was just asked about it, so I thought I'd
Blacktop,
ask.
right, Mark?
Yeah.
That's what it is, it's just old blacktop.
Yeah, it's millions.
A year
Yep.
later, it's not gonna be much good for anything.
Yeah, I don't think it's much good right now for,
That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. City Attorney Hess?
Nothing to report.
Thank you. Chief is not here. Public Works Director Fleur?
I have nothing.
Thank you. Chief Heim? Thank you. 23-0904, speakers from the floor. None noted. Twenty-three 0905 consent agenda.
Motion to approve.
Roll call.
Bergmeyer,
Aye.
Dagenhart,
Aye.
Fleur,
Aye.
Meyer,
Aye.
Roby,
Aye.
Belkin.
Aye.
New business, 23-0906, discussion and possible action to approve to update appraisals for parcels 05-503-970-00 and 05-503-980-00, which is the duplex, and parcels 05-500-160-00, 05-500-170-00, 05-500-180-00, and 05-500-190-00, which are the 4 vacant lots down here on Cincinema in the city of East Dubuque. Any discussion?
Do we have access to this building? We were in litigation with the library. Did we ever get that?
That wasn't litigation on the library.
Well, we were,
They were trying to get
they-
access from the back.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know that if,
I don't remember if we ever got that or not.
know.
Because there's no parking, which decreased the value of that particular.
I thought Loris was going to drop that when he was talking about putting the park in back there with the Veterans Memorial. That's the last I had heard.
And Bob Johnson was supposed to, they were gonna redo it. That was way over a year ago.
Yeah.
And it's still sitting that way.
I don't even know that the bond ever got taken out on that,
Digger
did it?
said that he's moving out of town.
Who is?
Bob
John?
Johnson.
So we've had discussions about all those properties. Suffice to say that the library would love for us to purchase or to give them the duplex. But there is potential interest also in purchasing the duplex. So that's why we'd like to do the appraisal now to be able to find the value of it. And if we're able to move it, it would be a beautiful building for somebody to strip down and rebuild.
That's a shame you let it go like that.
The bond for that duplex never did go through with Bob Johnson, did they? Did he ever purchase a bond?
No, there's
No.
I didn't think he.
there's no one. We have ownership of it, and there's no one else.
I didn't know how that was handled. I know they were talking about it at one time for $250,000, so. I'll make a motion to approve the appraisals for those parcels.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Dagenhart,
Aye.
Fleur,
Aye.
Meyer,
Aye.
Roby,
Aye.
Belkin,
Aye.
Bergmeyer.
Aye.
23-0907, discussion and possible action to prepare the former police station property for a potential sale, including appraisal of 193 Cincinnati Avenue in the city of East Dubuque.
So this is the former police station. There is some interest we're hearing in purchase of it. And it appears that the parcel that it's in also includes the current fire station and the city pump, water pump. So that's why this is worded differently, so that we're able to create a new parcel as necessary and then move ahead with an appraisal.
Ain't that tied into that pump?
That's what he is saying.
That's,
What they're gonna do with that, remember? He didn't want to sell it?
yeah, there was talk about a water softening system.
System going.
The sense is that we're far from considering such a proposal, and it would be more important to have that building, which faces our main business district, be either repaired or taken down.
I have a question. When we go to sell these, is there a law that states that we cannot sell them below appraisal price unless there's a building that needs to be knocked down or something like that?
I think we could accept bids, but
You can accept bids, but you want to have the appraisal as a benchmark.
Okay.
We can refuse any of them anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make the motion to prepare the former police station property for potential sale, including appraisal.
Second. We have a motion. Roll call?
Fleur,
Aye.
Meyer,
Aye.
Roby,
Aye.
Belkin,
Aye.
Bergmeyer,
Aye.
Dagenhart.
23-0908, discussion and possible action to approve IEPA loan 17-4205 disbursement number 16 in the amount of $15,000, including Louis Trenching application number 9 and CFPS invoice number 6 in the city of East Dubuque.
I'm going to ask that we table this. There's some paperwork that's not in yet on it, so we can take it up at a later date.
So moved, Mayor.
Second.
Second. Roll call?
Meyer,
Aye.
Roby,
Aye.
Belkin,
Aye.
Bergmeyer,
Aye.
Dagenhart, and Fleur.
Aye.
23-0909, discussion and possible action to approve change order number 7, Louis Trenching in the city of East Dubuque.
What's this on, Bob?
This is one that's part of the project. It came through, and Jill advises that everything is through on this one. Coming in. I'm not sure what the change order, I'm not sure what this particular change order was. It's on the well.
On the well.
Right.
The new one.
You know,
I think we got this switched around. I think the first one was the one that we can go through it.
16. No, she said 16 was
Okay.
table, but.
Do we want to table this one too?
If you'd like more information on it, we can table this one, unless Mark's got information on which one this is. I'm not sure which change order it
I
is.
don't know if this is waiting for,
I'm not sure if this is waiting for the tank to get sanitized. I know there's been a holdup on things. And I think by now they thought the seating would have been done and the pavement would have been done, and none of that's done yet. So this might be a question for Mark
Okay.
from Origin Design, Mark Rudin.
I guess I'd advise we table this one.
On table, I'll make a motion to table.
I'll
this.
second.
Roll call?
Roby,
Aye.
Belkin,
Aye.
Bergmeyer,
Aye.
Dagenhart, Fleur,
Aye.
and Meyer.
23-0910, executive session, personnel matters.
I make a motion to go to executive session.
Roll call?
Falcon,
Aye.
Bergmeyer, Dagenhart,
Aye.
Fleur,
Aye.
Meyer,
Aye.
and Roby.
Aye.
All right, 23-0911, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Dagenhart. Aye. Fleur.
Aye.
Meyer. Aye. Roby.
Aye.
Belkin.
Aye.
And Bergmeyer.
We are adjourned.
We are adjourned.
6:58. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye, Pam.
Yep. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Yeah, Jeff.
Not that I don't appreciate hanging out with you guys, but my son's football game tonight was 32-32 at halftime.
Holy cow.
170 to 48.
Is that 8-man?
Aren't they playing basketball?
70 to 48.
Just this one here. This is nothing to do with tonight's meeting. This is the periodic performance report for